Monochrome black and white we going on here. We got Jay in his pimp robe. We got Gravy with the headdress. I mean, we're looking good today, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, and not only that, but my roommates had a good idea to turn the thermostat almost to 70. And like, I just woke up like, why the fuck is it so cold in here?
You know, it's so funny because like unless you experience like heat, you don't understand is that when it hits 70, it's like, fuck, why is it so cold?
Right.
Like
my parents live in Arizona full time, and they can always spot the people that are seasonal residents. It's really easy to spot for them. So yeah.
Yeah. Like I always end up having to like explain to people, especially people in Canada, to where they're all like, man, 70 is so hot. How do you survive? And I'm like, oh, you sweet summer child.
Oh boy.
Exactly. Sweet summer child. It's like, come over here when it's in the hundreds, and then, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like go to Arizona where it was like, what, like 25 days of straight 100-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you have an entire week where the daytime temperature is over 120 and the nighttime temperature low is 90. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, I remember there was a time where it was like consistently like 70 or 80, like as summer was starting to peak up. And it's like, dude, you don't know some like just mess, like constant heat, you know? But any hooty howdy, since we're having one of those moments of, you know, or old people moments of talking about the weather. Holy crap. The internet is on fire.
Yes, it is. Okay, now I want to toss this one out.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with an entire dev team walking out? Apparently the entire dev team of Annapurna decided they'd had enough and left.
Yeah, that
and I feel like there was more going on here than a lot of people are talking about. I feel like that. I feel like this is sort of like an aftershock, kind of like a rebound effect of people realizing that that a lot of the money that is being put into making games comes from people that don't actually care about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just in it for the return.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I watched some videos, I read some articles. I don't know who this person is because I didn't go like super in depth, but apparently the money behind Annapurna Interactive's dev team is just like some rich guy who wants to make money off of video games. And I'm sitting here like, okay, how is this like news? How is
this
news?
happens like every day. It's like, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, and it. So the funny part about it is the site that is reporting on it mainly isn't even a video game focused site. It's a Bloomberg. Okay, so obviously this has crossed over from just, you know, gamer talk to actual real life business.
Well, that was like with the doc thing, like Rolling Stone covered it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's Slasher's nonsense, so.
Well, right. I mean, the only reason Rolling Stone covered it is because they have a new game vertical. And so And so because it's owned by the Saudis, they have a ton of money and they want to get something back for it. I mean, I stopped caring what a Rolling Stone said in the early 2000s. They just started crossing over into stupidity, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. I don't care.
Well, it was the same thing with Dexerto. Like, they were all primarily about esports for the longest time, and then they started reporting on stupid shit that fucking YouTubers were doing. It was like, who cares? Who the fuck cares? I don't care what Logan Paul's match was, you know.
Right. But see, that's the thing. They found out that enough people cared. And so of all the websites, of all the websites that are journalistic in nature, and I've grown to hate that word. That's honestly one of the few left. You have .esports, maybe you have Esports Illustrated, Esports Insider, but a lot of these other companies that like came and went and didn't really find their niche. VP Esports faded away. You know, just one example that just like faded away to nothingness. So, I mean, I don't know. I find that it's not necessarily about the games anymore. I mean, it's sort of gaming's fault because everything is so fractured now. Everything is so splintered. It's really hard because you really can't say the same thing about the Halo community that you can say about the Call of Duty community. I mean, each game has its issues, but Call of Duty, people that consistently play Call of Duty are really different from people that play Halo, that are vastly different from people that play fighting games, that are vastly different from people that play Final Fantasy 14. There's just so many niche audiences. I don't know that it.
Well, I also think it's a lack of innovation and a failure to acknowledge business models. And one of the reasons I bring that up is like for League of Legends. Because if you notice, a lot of the talk that's surrounding esports lately is CSGO or CSGO 2. And it kind of, it's funny how it circles back to CSGO. Like it always does, because even when esports was kind of in that like beginning stages of LAN tournaments at, you know, game stores and shit like that, it's kind of making itself full circle. Like Riot refused to acknowledge that their traditional sports model for League of Legends failed, and it failed horribly. And it cost millions, if not billions of dollars in the industry.
Well, right. And then, now you have teams. I mean, as far as people in esports are concerned, there are two golden gooses, right? I should say golden geese in esports. You have Counter-Strike and you have League of Legends. Well, when you have NRG and Immortals announcing that they are leaving the LCS in 2025, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Is that it? I mean, I don't know. We're not talking about some tier 2 org that happened to, you know, grind its way up to tier 1, realizing, oh, we don't have the money to hang. These are two well-known orgs with history of doing this. It's really obvious to me what is going on, and it's the overall collapse of the infrastructure. Okay. For all the jokes that we make about TSM, okay, it is impossible to ignore their impact on League of Legends. Okay?
100%, yeah.
You cannot do that. I can mock Jay for days for being a TSM stan, but the fact is, you know, a lot of where we are in the, you know, a lot of where we are in the LCS is because of them.
Yeah.
Okay. It's you cannot, even somebody that follows League, you know, 5% of the time. I know that TSM is important. Okay. So you have TSM, they left, I think it's like last year. Now you have Immortals and NRG.
Which is funny because NRG came in guns blazing after CLG's collapse. Right. Which I thought was very, like, the timing was super weird. And to just kind of be all like, hey guys, we're here, but deuces, and fucking just leave.
Right.
It's so weird. Because it's like, why drum up this hype? Why do this just to fucking be like, I'm out?
I think it was because wasn't it NRG that got acquired by the Madison Square Garden group?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes, because I think they owned CLG for a time. And so then they bought NRG. If I recall correctly, I could be getting it backwards.
Okay. Now, I believe you can correlate the announcement of them entering with their acquisition. I believe you can.
Yeah,
I'm not 100%. I'm trying to recall somebody. I saw this really insightful tweet that you had NRG inflate its value to get acquired by Square Garden Group, just so that the leadership team could get out, and then they just all bailed because LCS isn't worth it anymore. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, I still think that this winter is going to get a lot colder before it gets better. Mm-hmm. I really, really do. I think Riot's steadfast approval. It's been a day. I can't fucking English. Riot's steadfast refusal to shift the arena to go to some place that's going to be more affordable so they can do more. Also, their really stupid decision to move their servers to Chicago. That move was a cutting off your own nose to spite your face.
And why is that?
So, for a time, their mainline servers, and I'll kind of try to put this in perspective, their main servers, where everybody connected to, was in California. So if you lived in California, you had, depending on your internet, you had like 15 to 10 ping, which is really, really good. Like, that's little to no latency whatsoever. Mm-hmm. And so, because you had a lot of East Coast people who were on like 60 to 80 ping, which is god-awful, they, for some reason, made the decision to move those servers to Chicago. And so, everybody was between 60 to 30 ping. And I'm like, you're kind of cutting off your own nose to spite your face. Like, LS talked about this before with Blizzard. The way that they did their servers is they had one central server, and they almost had like two relay servers. I think one in their main, like their headquarters in Riverside, and then they had one, I think, in Georgia on the East Coast. So people from, the Midwest, West Coast, and East Coast, both or all of them would have decent ping. And that was part of the thing he was making the argument about, is why North America, and this is where I think a lot of the conversation about like North America never having a shot at winning is because, number one, our infrastructure is ass-tastic. And so we don't have the same ping as, like, let's say not North Korea, South Korea. Jay, I need your K-pop brain cell for this fucking conversation, brother. Give it to me.
Like, what do you want?
Stop hogging all the fucking brain energy. Give me.
Damn it! This is not the time to be a modern woman right now. Tell me what you want.
Jay coming in hot. Look at you. Oh, Jay. Oh, my friend. Got the pimp robe on. Laying this. Oh, Jay. We got it. We that right there's a clip. General Gravy.
Yeah, no, I got it. I made sure to timestamp it.
Jay coming in strong with the pimp robe and the smack. My man. Yes. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
I also did forewarn you guys. I'm like, I'm gonna be really tired. So my like I would giggle at colors and goldfish right now. That's how tired I am.
You guys are great. I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome.
Oh my god. Anyway, I know like anybody from Korea hears that, they're gonna be like, oh, so shut the fuck up. I corrected myself. Eat a dick. Anyway.
Wow.
This is tired gravy. I am trying so hard. Anyway,
you're trying so hard and you're failing so epically. This is high quality content right here.
Oh lordy.
God damn it. Anyway, so as I was saying, I know I felt like anyway, you know, pinky out type shit. It's a lot of the ping affects how a lot of players can perform. That's why there was an argument for the longest time for the tournament servers to be in use for a lot of the pro players, which I think is why they made Champions Queue. So that way there, you know, again, was the ping wasn't going to be that much of an issue and pro players could play against pro players. And so when you when you take that factor, right? And then you go to, you know, Worlds or MSI and you go against like China and Korea and shit like that, and they're going to have infinitely better reactions because that's what they train on.
Right.
You know, like imagine, and we'll use a sports ball reference. And this, like the equivalent of it is imagine in baseball, imagine the pitcher throws the pitch and the batter only swings the second after, like it just passes as the bat makes swings over the home plate. Like that's the type of shit that was very frustrating and what people were begging Riot to do. And they didn't do it. And then, you know, like we've made the same argument before, like with cookie cutter, you know, picks and bans and shit like that. And it was the same regurgitation of things. There was nothing innovative. There was nothing thematic. And so people are going to lose interest very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my forever bitch fit about League of Legends and why it's failing as hard as it is.
But no, hold on. That one doesn't even come close to your Hoonie rant. It doesn't even come close.
I still don't understand.
I did it, Jay. I did it.
Like I don't think anyone understands.
I really don't. And I have said this for years, and I will say it until somebody steps forward and tells me what that man's appeal was. Why he was getting millions of dollars as a salary when there was so many other players who were infinitely better than him.
Right.
And the dude had a champ pool of like 3, where you had, you know, even North American players.
Right.
Like there was North American players who were so much better and who could play literally fucking anything. And they got overlooked for Hoonie. And you know what's funny is and I think I've said this before, like, for as much as I bitch about that man, he could probably be the sweetest being on fucking planet Earth. But his fucking war crimes in the League of Legends sphere, and yes, I will classify them as war crimes. Fuck you.
War crimes. What? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
War? We've now evolved into Hoonie equals war crimes?
In League of Legends, because I know some people will be all like, but he didn't do nothing. No, he's done plenty in League. Just No, like he's done so many things to be detrimental for the ecosystem as a whole. Like, seriously. And I really hope and pray and wish that people fucking see that. But they won't. Because he's a fucking analyst. That's why we can't have nice things. I swear to God. Speaking of can't have nice things, because oh my God, I need.
Jay, we got her today, buddy. We got her rolling. We're barely 20 minutes into this episode, and General Gravy is like peak mauled. Peak mauled General Gravy.
Just pure unadulterated rage.
This is what happens when I'm tired. I'm so quick to just be like, nope, fuck it.
I love this job so much. I love you guys.
I need to timestamp this too, because I want to insert the Shrek clip of like, can the Final Fantasy XIV community stop having fucking drama for 5 minutes? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please. I absolutely fucking beg you. So there is a world's first racer whose name is Sfia. Yes.
I think I saw this. Go ahead.
And the dude's had his one-offs every now and again that were made kind of public. And right. He was also one of the, I guess you could say, like, instrumental people for World's First Racing. Like, he brought a lot of things, you know, to attention and so on and so forth. Plus, he was running a legacy team called Thoughts Per Second, TPS. And so...
Wait. So we're talking thoughts, THOUGHT?
Yes,
or
like...
THOT?
No, like thought.
Oh. Because
yeah.
I'm thinking like thoughts per second. I mean, that could be like an OnlyFans account.
No. I thought so too when I first heard this, because when I was really getting into rating, we were talking about like different teams and shit like that. And so when I heard thoughts per second, I thought like ho thought, or like thought, like you think. And one of my friends was like, no, it's like you had a thought. And oh,
like, are you sure?
I do shit, bro. At this point of the game, I don't fucking know anymore.
And at this point, you should insert the Thor meme of Thor going, but is it really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. So this person had a legacy team called Thoughts Per Second.
Hold on, I have to timestamp about the Thor meme. Okay. Editing this is gonna be a blast.
Anyway.
So he made an honest tweet, right? Like when you read it, you're thinking, okay, that's honestly a very good point. And then all of a sudden, this man just got cooked. Like I saw that. Yeah, where, you know, people who were saying like you had a girlfriend and you were trying to pursue me simultaneously, you were being, you know, X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah. And what I think people like that, those people are actually kind of rampant in the rating scene for Final Fantasy, which is unfortunate. Yeah, because one of the unspoken rules is that people will excuse shitty behavior for good gameplay.
Yeah.
And I think that translates not just to Final Fantasy, but across the board for anything competitive. Because I'm sure there's some Destiny 2 raiders who are the exact same fucking way.
Well,
WoW raiders, you know, etc., etc.
Well, then you have Tyler 1, who's just an asshole all the time.
Yeah.
So
I think when Tyler 1 was starting out, he was a genuine asshole. He gave zero fucks as to what's going on. Right now, I think it's just in character. I don't think it's as intense because he was so adamant about getting back into the game that he made a deal with Riot. Because it doesn't seem as vitriolic as it used to be. It seems a bit softer.
Okay.
Yeah. Now granted, it could be because Tyler One's getting older. He just had a kid. You know, those type of factors might come into play, granted. But yeah, the problem a lot of communities, especially high-end communities, have is you have people like that to where they'll excuse a shitty behavior instead of telling this person to go fuck himself. You know, and you know, it's also like a conversation I have with other raid leads all the time. As I said, look, one of the things you got to factor in is team synergy. How is your team going to perform? How much of the time price are you willing to pay for this particular person to evolve their skill set? You know, and if you're willing to pay that, are they gelling with the team? Are they joking? Are they, you know, having a back and forth? Are they talking? Are they being respectful? You know, there's a long checklist of things that you have to factor in for people, you know, in teams and shit like that.
Right.
I
agree.
And so as these, you know, people were coming out with quote unquote receipts and shit like that. And I use receipts in quotations because I've seen a lot of shit being taken out of context to throw somebody under the bus.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to discount people because I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, you're victim blaming and all this other shit. No. Because a lot of women and men go through the exact same fucking thing. And it happens so often, not just in the video game sphere, but outside of the video game sphere. You know? And so I'm not discounting what happened. What I'm bringing to light is sometimes people will use situations such as this to get their 5 seconds of fame.
Yeah, that's what, you know, what bothers me is the people that do that for clout. And you know, I won't say it. No, I take that back. Not always. I think we as an overall group have grown to become very skeptical.
Yes.
About things like this, because we have seen genuine proof of the clout chasing. We have observed it happen in real time and observed these people being caught in real time. And how people seize upon opportunities and they conflate things and they overblow things, and now it's starting to sort of rein itself back. You know, and this goes back to last week. What Doc did is wrong.
Yeah.
What Twitch did is wrong. Doc just happens to be slightly more wrong than Twitch right now. But enough people understand that, and they go, they're both jackasses, and we like to be entertained by Doc, so we're gonna stay.
Yeah.
You know, yes. Are there fewer people watching Doc? Yes, of course. That's you know, that just happens.
Oh yeah.
But even with his current numbers, many streamers would kill to have Doc's numbers right now. Not Doc at the peak. Doc's numbers right now.
Oh yeah.
Many people would kill for that.
Yeah, an observation I think is interesting is for how many people who are rushing to defend Doc. I think a lot of people don't understand is the Doc situation. There's no black and white. It's all fucking gray. And so there's no defending either one. They both did shitty shit.
Yeah.
And they should be held accountable as such. Period. Like,
Okay. Question on that point of Twitch being just an overall shitty place and having double standards and conditional morality and outrage. What do we make of the news for Amaranth that her not her Twitch channel but her YouTube channel was toasted.
I find it sus, considering the length that she's gone to for attention. I don't know. Like, it could be genuine, but I have my reservations, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do as well. Because like it gets to a point where you can't even tell that if this whole situation is even real or not. Because like the whole thing with her claiming her husband forced her to do all this content and whatnot, like that whole situation, and that never got brought up again. So it's like okay, it's like and that's kind of a sad thing when it comes to content creation. When people that are renowned for saying one thing and meaning another, it gets to a point where it's like we don't know if you're being honest with us or not. And unfortunately, fortunately in the past, people who were not content creators that may have done stuff like that is always ended up worse. They always ended up worse for it, because it gets to a point where it's like you have an actual emergency, but people don't know. It was this comedian that I saw it on YouTube. On YouTube, it was this comedian who basically made his name for playing practical pranks or kind of faking people out. Right, this guy had he had an actual heart attack on stage, but people thought it was a bit, and no one helped him for like 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, he died right there. So it's like, this has happened before with other people. So while I want to believe this is real because the whole adpocalypse of YouTube in the past, when it comes to Amaranth, we just don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like the PS5 Pro. Like,
my God, don't get me started on that. That shit pissed me off the other day.
That's why I made that tweet. I said. And I say this with my whole fucking chest. At this point, buy a PC. Buy a fucking PC. You can emulate, and because at this point, I'm gonna condone piracy. Because, like, holy fucking shit, dude. This is stupid. I'm like, just buy a PC.
Right.
Buy one. You can have one that's like 3 to 4 generations more powerful than the PS5 Pro. It'll last you a hell of a lot fucking longer, and you can just emulate 90% of the PlayStation games. Like fucking Bloodborne. Bloodborne's almost done. And that is something for all Souls fans we should be fucking praising the mountaintops on high, because they reverse engineered the entire fucking code for Bloodborne to port it to PC. And this is what I'm saying, is when you have enough motivated individuals, exclusivity doesn't mean fucking jack shit. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's like, cause like I was, cause like honestly, I'm just irritated, cause like, I was thinking about buying a console, but I'm just gonna go to fucking Best Buy and give me a Rogue Ally, cause like at least with that, I can do a lot more stuff with it. Unlike Steam Decks or fucking PlayStation shit like that. And it's like, and once again, it comes to the whole, like, we're turning into a community full of gamers that that don't know if the stuff that they bought is going to be available to the next day or not. Because like, for example, like the Avengers game got brought offline, but you can still play it. Because I haven't, because I bought it when it was like $2 when it was about to go offline. And when I thought about it, it was like okay, so what is stopping all these? What's stopping EA? Because 2K does this too. Because 2K does it with their games. I think like after 2 years the game's been out, they shut down the servers. So literally the game's you can only play it offline. So it's like this is already happening. However, the fact that it's crossed over from gaming to now consoles too, like from physical to digital, like it's a it just makes you wonder. It's like, okay, so what's gonna be next though? Because because we all remember GameFly, Blockbuster renting out games for the weekend and whatnot.
Remember what
It's like,
Netflix started out as?
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
oh my,
yeah,
damn,
oh, I know.
right.
I brought that shit back.
Uh, now, so now I'm thinking about it even more because like with the success of Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Now, I truly do think those two services were like a litmus test on what the industry can get away with, because now it's like, oh yeah, instead of paying 69.99 for this game, I could just play. I could just pay $15 a month and play it, and it's like, yeah, well, it can get to a point where it's like you're gonna have to pay for access even after you buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like subscription services, honestly for me that's one of the reasons why. I took a break from Final Fantasy 14 because I came under some financial stress and I couldn't pay for the subscription after a while, and it's like, like I really wish people pay more attention to what's going on because it really it's also sneaky shit. It really is, because it's like,
Well,
hey,
it's conflating. It's conflating a live service to something actually tangible. Because this has actually been brought up before with stuff like WoW. And I'll make the argument Destiny 2, Final Fantasy, everything that requires a subscription to play. And what a lot of people are doing with like the Game Pass is they're using it as a way to... They're using it as a cost-effective way to play more games. And this is the other reason I brought up just buy a fucking PC at this point, because 90% of these games that are coming out have no exclusivity. So you can run... Or you can have a machine that will run things at like fucking 16K, fucking 2,444 million FPS type shit. I know that doesn't exist. Bear with me. Again, gravy brain in full effect. But you can have something that runs infinitely better than a console. And on top of that, because like if you're buying, digital copies of games and shit, because we've seen... they can just Thanos snap your fucking library into nothing.
See, okay, this is one of the times when being old pays off.
Mm.
Because, I remember a time when you wanted upgrades and updates, you had to actually pay for the physical disc or the physical, whatever, to then put it in your computer and make it work. And then people started like, I want it to be instant. I don't want to have to go to a store. And then we started to get that. And now that we've had like a full generation and a half of kids that have never played a physical game. They've never had to go to GameStop to buy a physical game for your PC. Now you can, say, I have a console. But see, here's the thing: they can still turn off your account.
Mm-hmm.
They can still turn off your account, proving once again you don't actually own the game. Okay, but here's this is the thing: in return for that, you get constant access, but that access is always monitored, always. Monitored, okay. So this boils down to the same thing that people complain about when it comes to privacy. I want to be able to access everything wherever I am on my phone all the time, but I want 100% privacy. I don't want anybody to know where I am, but I want to be able to be in Florida or Las Vegas or Washington D.C. or wherever and still do everything on my phone. See, that's those two statements cannot live together. And that's what people fail to understand. Is that when you give up the physical product of a DVD, for example, for the streaming service that you pay $5.99 a month for or whatever, and then Disney decides we're going to take these 5 series away for a while. Wait a minute, I should be able to watch anything I want all the time.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the trap, and that's what people fail to understand, is that you don't actually own. You're buying access.
You're buying a license to it.
You're buying a license. You're buying access.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you're buying. You're buying access.
Oh yeah.
And the funny thing is, if you read the terms of service, that's what it says. That you're buying access. That's it. You're not buying the game.
Yep.
And
you're buying access to a game that says that can be revoked at their discretion.
At any time. Yep.
Oh, it's happened to me. It's happened to me when I was reviewing games. I've had games just disappear out of my library.
Right.
I've had, and what's funny is sometimes it'll actually like, Steam will actually pop up with messages when you've had things get revoked or changed or whatever the case may be. I've had that pop up to tell me. That's where it kind of like clicked with me, is that places like Steam, you're just buying the license to the game. You don't own the actual game asset. Again, right. Just emulate at this point. Just go get an emulator. Just be done with it.
Right. Yes, that's what I'm doing right now, because I have a PS2 emulator, and I can go to like a couple websites and just download ROMs, and that's what I'm doing right now. And it's like, and look, I need people to understand this. Is like, look, look, I was an Xbox fanboy for years until I bought a PC 2 years ago, and I haven't looked back since. The fact that I can play Cyberpunk and have 20 mods playing at the same time with no interruptions, while listening to Spotify and bullshitting K-pop fans on Twitter, it's something something that I couldn't do on the Xbox. Couldn't do that. So it's
now, hold on. Where would you rank your Xbox fandom against your K-pop stanness and your TSM fanboyness? Where does that rank? Where does that rank overall?
To be fair, Jay, that's a valid question.
It is a valid question.
Yeah, it's a valid question.
Damn, I've never thought about that. Well, TSM's at the bottom because it's like, they're still active, but they're very hush-hush on their base of operations. The Xbox is second. K-pop is first because I have a story for you later. Because it's like, I take great pride in looking at these young people and be like, you don't know how it is. You lucky sons of bitches. But anyway.
Okay, that list right there, okay, I'm fine with one, but no. I just found out today about your Xbox fandom. Okay, I just found out. But we have lived with the TSM fanboy that is Jay for like almost the entirety of this podcast. Both versions of it. Okay, I still remember mocking you greatly when FTX and you swore TSM's back, baby, and I'm like, I'll bet you that contract doesn't meet year 5. It didn't even meet year 2. Okay, so your list is sus. Your list is sus. I think I used that word correctly. Your list is sus.
God damn, let it go already. God damn. Won't.
Oh, it's going to be like a rash on your ass, Jay. It's never going away.
God, man, God damn, you like a whore with herpes. You just don't go away.
Yeah.
I like how he looked like, what you gonna do about it, motherfucker?
Okay, you chuckle fucks. Okay, so...
No. Anyway.
Fuck you, Nina! Fuck you, Nina!
Dude, it was so funny. I was quoting that for the longest time, and then I finally saw the video that was in relation to that, and I lost my fucking shit. It's so good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the court said not. The defense says nah. The fuck you mean nah?
I love you guys so much. You're so much fun to be around.
Oh yeah. Okay, right now the K-pop community is on fire for the 100th time this month.
Mm-hmm.
So so this is young Ricky group called New Jeans, right? If you probably heard of them if you didn't. But so right now they're in a quite a predicament right now because the person that brought them together, she was basically ousted from her position because she has shady business practices. Korean executives shady business practices go hand in hand. So
Mm-hmm.
like kind of goes with it. And so the group made a brand new YouTube channel basically telling their parent company that has BTS as one of their, signed artists, right? Saying, hey, we don't like the fact that you got rid of this person that we rely on for our music direction and all that. Basically, like making demands to put her back in, in her position, right? And so this is part of a much bigger thing because the whole thing with that executive and the parent company, kind of going back to back because the probably both of them does shady business practices, but each side try to be like, well, I'm not as bad as the other party, So that's basically what's going on, and this group is stuck in the middle. So one of the members basically, made a post yesterday that basically kind of like could be construed as him showing support, and Twitter lost their fucking minds. So basically, it's like they say like, oh, though this not true, he didn't say this, his account got hacked, saying all types of stupid shit. And it's like, and I'm just thinking like, how many times I gotta tell you motherfuckers is that your favorite idols have their own way of thinking. They don't give a fuck about you or what you want. And it's like, and see, and this go back to like the whole, I mean, this could be for like any community right now. It's like, my thing with this new generation of young people is that they see things through rose-colored glasses because they are eternally on social media.
Mm-hmm.
The only time they touch grass is when they go to school, and barely even that. And
Oh,
so
I
when
was
it
about
comes
to say, I think even that's kind of a stretch about touching grass.
exactly, exactly. So like when it comes to people like us that were alive before the internet was even a thing, before that the most advanced technology was a beeper, and and
Oh, I
and it's
remember
like,
when cell phones were like yay fucking thick and they had the little flippy flap thing.
oh my god, man, like my brother owned one, and I just loved using it. It was it looked so cool. But I digress. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
see, and and it's like when I go on social media and I'm seeing all this shit, I'm just thinking like, it's like, see, this is, if I'm not, and this is not me condoning or wishing for this to happen, but is it ever come a time where there was a widespread internet outage and it was either permanent or a long time temporary? I guarantee you, these kids would go completely ape shit insane. You know,
Mm-hmm.
'cause- because like even for me, like I mean, like yes, I think like 2 days ago, my internet went off for 7 hours, right? And I started feeling that, and I had to stop myself and be like, it's like, because internet addiction is a real thing, and it's really, really crazy. So
Oh, I know. I didn't have internet for 21 fucking days. I was
yeah,
losing my goddamn mind. Let me tell you.
yeah, and like, and it's like, I feel like, and I have to, and so I've been thinking of ways to kind of like stop myself from being so reliant on internet. So what I used to do is like, I'll take like a day or two and turn off notifications on my phone, basically turn my PC off for the whole day, and literally like go outside or like read a book, or like go out to the city, to downtown, and just walk around for a bit, just kind of get my head on
What
straight.
is wrong with you? What
What?
is wrong? What? There are people out there. What is wrong with you? There are people outside, and they'll.
No, listen, there is nothing better. Oh my god, let me tell you, this is nothing better than going to the casino, watching old people lose money, and they go fucking crazy. Like at the fucking before Mirage closed down, right? Mirage closed down. before they closed down, the casino was having like people were just in there in abundance, right? And old people were basically losing their minds, like they bet the whole security check for the month. They probably did. And it's like I love this is why I love moving to Vegas, because I love people watching. I love the people watch. I love seeing people lose money. You know, as as I'm just sitting there and just like watching him, it's like, oh my god! I think the best one I've ever seen with this guy. He lost all his money in one day. He was there for the whole weekend. This guy was on CCTV, literally on the floor, having a full ass temper tantrum on the floor, wailing, like just wailing around and shit. And it's like, oh god, I'm glad I don't gamble, because Jesus Christ, I can't be that. So I mean, yeah, yeah, because like, see, this is one of the things I'm trying to do to improve myself as a whole, because like, you know, like I'm watching when I eat, when I drink. I don't day drink as much. The only time I day drink if I don't have to work the next day, that's the only time I day drink, or I don't have nothing planned. You know, so
you okay?
Okay,
Blink
Jay,
twice
Jay,
if you need help.
Jay, I will carve out an exception to the day drinking moratorium as long as you do it wearing that robe.
Why? I don't understand. Like, oh my god, like I'm like this, like I remember. No, I remember like my roommate transferred over, and I had his robe on, right? And I could just feel them staring at me, like,
okay, I will do this for you too. I will PayPal you $100 if you find some teenager to take her bedazzler and turn that robe into a true pimp robe. I will PayPal you $100 and you could day drink yourself all day long, as long as you wear that robe.
You're gonna get me in trouble. God damn.
I was about to say, shit, all you had to do was tell Jay to get a bedazzler. He's like, fuck it, I'll do it my damn self.
Okay,
no,
that too.
No, I have been tempted. I'm tempted to go to a strip club with this on and just take pictures with strippers. I thought about it, and I almost did it. But I lost track of time that day I was gonna do it.
Come on, Jake. Okay, I will PayPal you $150 if you bedazzle that robe and provide 5 to 8 pictures of actual Vegas strippers and you're wearing that robe. I will do it. And General Gravy, mark this down, timestamp this. Okay, that whole sequence from the $100 to the $150, timestamp that.
Oh god.
I'm not joking, Jay. I am not joking. I want it. I will save them. I will download those images to a separate drive. Where is it? I have a separate. I will download them and save them for all of eternity to my spare external hard drive, because I want them. I want to be laying on my deathbed and go, hey, remember that time I paid Jay $150 to bedazzle his pimp robe and take pictures with strippers? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I can see that. Wait, I can actually see that. Bill on his bed, and he's like, you remember when Jay wore his pimp robe to the strip club? I paid that man $150.
I died. Come on, Jay.
And see, Jay, then you can have that thought for the rest of your life, is that Bill was thinking of you in the pimp robe.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That right there, General Gravy, is one of the best YouTube shorts he will ever put out. I'm not even joking.
I think just that last part about just enacting what you would have on your deathbed, and then Jay just having to think about that.
Right?
For then the rest of his life.
Oh, man.
Oh god, I'm on fucking Amazon right now, and I see a bedazzler for $20.
He's looking. He's gonna do it.
It's $20, brother. Look, what you gotta do? No. Hear me out. You buy the bedazzler, and then you buy yourself another robe that's of similar fashion, so you could play with it a little bit, and then you can have like all kinds of cool shit. By the way, they have bedazzler patterns, so if you want to do something fun.
I'm so proud of you for knowing that, General Gravy.
Mhm.
I'm so proud that you know that there are bedazzler patterns out there. Jay, come on, man, don't let me down. This is your gateway to internet fame. I'm telling you right now, my man. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
God.
By the way, if you want to take it up another level and you want to put like studs and stuff,
See, now, like, I'm actually like thinking about it because it's like, god damn, I'm actually thinking about this right now.
look,
Oh,
I'm sure
God.
crazier shit has happened in Vegas, so I don't think that's gonna be the one-off.
Nah, I've seen way crazier shit.
That's what I'm saying. Because, like, look, at least you will be fabulous and comfortable in a strip club.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. And I think with that one, that's a pretty good way to end this episode for the week.
Lord.
Oh, I mean, if it's not a fart joke, a boob joke, or a dick joke, you know.
Yes, yeah. If it isn't one of those three things, what are we doing? Why are we even here, right?
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 Yeah, if we're not yelling at kids to get off our fucking lawn, and, you know, boob jokes and dick jokes and mercilessly making fun of Jay for the umpteenth time for having a K-pop addiction, what are we even doing? Why are we
What
here?
are we doing? What exactly? Why are we even here?
Yeah.
Right? Why are Jay's over at Amazon? I am now living in rent-free in Jay's head for the rest of the week until we come back to the podcast. I am living in Jay's head rent-free.
I'm just gonna say, Jay, if you actually do it and you come up with the design for one of those robes and you show up in said robe, I'm probably going to be deceased on the floor for like 10 minutes. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Oh, God. Fucking peer pressure's a bitch.
No. It's not peer pressure. It's just a really good idea that's really stupid and you find it fun.
Damn, yeah, that is true. That's very true.
Yes.
God damn.
All right, gentlemen. So, unfortunately, we are out of time for today, but as always, it has been a pleasure. So we will catch you beautiful people in the next episode. Toodles!